All right, guys, let's get this started. All right. Here we are. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, well, today is a special day for sure. I think it's months, years of hard work that's really gonna unfold today. So strap in, guys, while we just wait for everyone else to come join us, and then we'll get started. All right, let's see who we have in the chat. Tom Kramer, good to see you. We have S who wants updates for companion. Well, you came to the right spot. You came to the right spot, that's for sure. All right. Hang on. There we go. It's good. All right, guys, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you all. Let me know if the music is too loud or too low. Okay, so tonight we're gonna talk about how you install your own Neo agent, how you get it working, how you do everything you're supposed to do to make it run. Because we are now so close to the release that you need to know how to do it. So it's pretty exciting. And it's also pretty exciting how far we have come just since last week. Like, I swear to God, each week it's fascinating how much we learn. You know, we've been doing active backtest now for about almost 4 weeks, and we have learned a lot from the beginning of that until now. One of the things we have learned is, and this is something we have talked about for a long time, right? One of the things we learned was the need for individual models around each market. This is the same stuff we were talking about when we were talking about, you know, the machine learning forecasting. It was individual models, or should we have combined models, and so on and so on. What we can absolutely say now is that individual models is the way to go. That doesn't mean that we can't train models that use like all the different markets at the same time. So that is something we have learned and what we have done, and we can now see the results, and they're pretty cool. So we're gonna go through some backtest results tonight. We're also gonna what do we say? We're gonna try to find a way to manage our expectations, because look, this is pretty powerful technology that we're dealing with here, and I will tell you the end game where this is going. All right, because I can already see it. I've been thinking about this for months now. Where this is going is every single person that trades manually with their hands, that manually trading execution, will be at a disadvantage. Not only will they be at a disadvantage, they will be the one that's gonna make us rich. All right. The whole goal here is to replace manual trading with automated trading, because the problem is that when you're doing manual trading, you're doing so many things in life that it really doesn't, serve you very well. So this is more than just, for me, this is much more than just a way to make money. For me, this is a way to wake people the fuck up to what's going on in the world and who they are and what they can be. For me, this is a tool to free the people's minds. For me, this is a weapon for you to take back your freedom. Okay? Because there's what is the problem? The problem is that you are doing, you're doing your life, right? And you have your own situation. Maybe you have kids, or maybe you have a job, or whatever. You probably have a job, maybe you have kids, whatever. The problem is that people for the past, my whole life, I just seen getting scammed. My whole life, I just see people get fucking scammed. It's like they do their job, they save up money, they put it in a bank, and then they hope the bank keep it safe. And how many times have the fucking banks defaulted, resulting in a high increase in taxes that we had to cover as citizens, right? So just because they get a bailout, it's not free, you have to pay it. So many times you have trusted people with your money and they have scammed you. And if it was not in a bank collapse, then maybe it was in a crypto shitcoin scam or some fucking way. And maybe, if you guys remember Luna, Terra Luna, this fucking, that was giving people 20% yield on their assets a month or something. It was fucking nuts. This was a predatory product because it targeted people's savings directly. It was directly targeted as a savings product to people for their money that they wanted to protect and save. Fucking fuck, they got scammed, huh? So what is the problem? The problem is that you cannot, there's no fucking place that you can focus your money on and keep it safe while it still grows and works for you. This is the problem, okay? You can't trust anyone. And now you understand why Companion is so important in this, because right now Nero is operating like a, what can you say, like a private, like a central entity, right? Runs on our servers, it's completely centralized, right? But in the future, this technology is going to run decentralized from your own bank account, from your own wallet, all right? So it's just going to be a direct access for your money to go out and work in the world and make money, right? So that's how it's going to work. Right now, this is a product that's going to ultimately let people take their money, put it into their Nero trading accounts, and just let it handle it while you go back and make more money to give it to the Nero agent to work with it, right? So what does this save? This gives people an actual opportunity to save up money and keep that money and make a good return on the money that they choose to take a risk on. Because of course there's a risk using Neo Agent. Let's not say there's no risk. Of course there's a risk. Anything can happen. When you're engaged with financial markets, anything can happen, right? So there's definitely a risk. We have to understand that. But for the risk that we are taking, for the money that we were taking a risk on, what are we getting in return? Well, we're getting some pretty good returns. We're getting some good money back for that. So that's the point. We're able to take some limited risk that we can totally decide what we are okay with, and then we can still make money, very healthy amount of money from that. So that is what Nero does, and it does it for each individual. It allows them to suddenly start focusing on generating more money, putting it to Nero, it can compound it for them and make them free. Because right now when people try to get free from their fucking 9-to-5 job, they just end up investing in a shitcoin, they end up as a day trader, they end up selling NFTs or some, just so many bad, not contributing any value to society at all. So When is Neural coming out? When is the scam coming out? I think we're gonna release Neural Agent tonight. I think tonight. At least for the existing users. Okay? So what do you have to do? When we release Neural Agent tonight, what do you have to do? Okay, well, first of all, you need a Neural subscription. Okay, so you have to go buy that first. Now, if you already have a Neural subscription, what you need to do is when you go to Navigator, you're gonna click up on your profile in the top right corner. Then you're gonna click Neural Agent Sync. What you're gonna do here is you're gonna put in your MetaTrader 5 account. Okay, so this is the account ID that you want the Neural Agent to manage. Okay, so you'll put in the number, the account number for the MetaTrader 5 account, right? So and what you then do is, of course, you have to accept the terms and privacy policies. You have to accept you're gonna contribute 10%. You have to proceed by proceeding with desynchronization of your trading account with your Neural account. You're acknowledging and accepting Breakfree Trading can't be held liable for any potential issues, setbacks that may arise from the Neural Agent. All wins and losses are on your own full responsibility. I release Breakfree Trading from all liability and accept the release of liability agreement. Yeah, so that's basically, you know, whatever happens, it's really on your own. And that's how it would be anyway, in any situation. You're always in charge, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the number, you're gonna check these off, you can read the terms if you want, you're gonna click save. Hang on. There we go. And then you will get to here. So now we have activated Neural Agent to work for your account with this specific ID. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna download Neural Agent, right? You're gonna click here. It's gonna download the MT5 agent. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to MetaTrader. And in MetaTrader, you are going to add it. And I'd be happy to do it. It's very simple, honestly. You can even just Google it. You just plug and play, basically. And then the Neural Agent will show up here. And what you're gonna do is double click it. Hang on, not double click it. You open a chart, any chart, just one. And then what you wanna do is you wanna drag the Neural Agent onto it. And what you can see is we have several options here for the Neural Agent. So the default mode that it executes on is called stealth. What stealth means is really that we don't post any limit orders at all. Everything is market order. It means that, well, I'll just show you, right? So if we just leave all orders. So what this means essentially is that the Neural Agent is not going to post any limit orders. So it's not going to post for all the bands, right? Usually it would be posting, you know, you would have orders all layered here. But the whole point with the stealth morph is that they cannot see it. They cannot detect it. So what do you want to do? I just want to show you, right? So we can change this. We can change this to limit orders here. And then in a few minutes, it should pop up. Oh, a few minutes, maybe a few seconds. Let's see how long it takes. Can you use mobile to link it to MT5? Yes, you can do it on mobile, but you need to run the Neural Agent on a computer, or you need to run it on a server, right? So this is pretty important. Let's have a look here. So it might take a little bit of time sometimes to start for the Neural Agent, but it should nonetheless. Let's give it a second here. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So the cool thing about the new agent is that you don't have to do anything else. You just set it up. You just set it up with a single chart, and it will manually move between all the different markets. One sec, yeah. All right, that did it. So you have the option to decide how many orders you want on each band. So we can change this. And it should update. All right, so you can see right now, we're just running the EA in a single market, but we actually have it posting on both AUD CAD and AUD Singaporean dollar. Right? So, you know, to make this release possible, okay, let me just address the questions, and then I will come back to this. Okay, let me see. Everyone, yeah, I think you guys get it. Can the MT5 ID be changed later? Yeah, you can change the MT5 ID anytime. Is it gonna work when I want to pass the prop firm challenge? Yes, it will work. Why do you have a weekly subscription and not a monthly? We will have a monthly subscription in the new website coming up this week, all right? Okay, so to make this release possible, like to make it even possible to release this to you guys, so I could also sleep at night, you know, because I don't want you guys to lose money. I want this to work for you guys. I want this to, you know, I want this to be a good experience for you. So to make that happen, we had to set some strong filters on Nero. And what that means is we had to make sure that it only takes the best trades right now, that we could backtest and see how it was performing. So as we roll this out, you will see all the backtests for all the different markets. And this is still very early in the process, because what we need to do is we need to find each parameter for each market. We'll be able to do this. But right now, we're just doing the best with what we have, the best profiles that we have, and then we're gonna keep making better profiles for each market. All right, let me see here. Does the bot trade gold? Yes, it does. Does it take into consideration the correlated risk or just single pair risk? So the way we're doing it right now is we're distributing risk based on the asset basket. So we're distributing risk based, just like in Navigator, based on AUD, Singapore dollar, CAD. So this is how we're doing it right now. It's good. It's good. Room for improvement, but it's more than enough right now, before we get more advanced. Can we set, so what the risk you can set? The risk you can set is you have the option here to set maximum allowed risk. This is the total amount of risk that the bot is allowed to utilize on the account. Okay, this is a good approach, but it's not perfect, because as you open and close trades while you have other trades open, it will not 100% be perfect, but it's good enough if you do some management at the same time. We will try to improve a little bit for the prop firm traders and so on, so you can better stay within the limits you need to. But right now it just operates like it will use, if you have it a set of 15% risk, that means the bot will only use 15% risk across all the markets that it's trading. Can the EA be downloaded and legally shared? No, it cannot. You need, if you wanna, you need a new subscription. You need to attach it here, right? You need to activate it in Breakfree Trading Navigator. So you can't really hack it. Now, let me talk. Something I want to talk about here is that like this agent, this EA we have made, it's not like a typical EA, okay? Because typical EA has all the code in the client, in the EA itself. 90% of our code is on our servers. So what it means is that the bot works, it's good and so on, but there's many things you cannot do. For example, you cannot do backtest. Why can you not do backtest? You cannot do backtest because in order to generate a backtest, we need to run a server in a very specific mode where we basically generate the entire environment and trading model for the entire market for like 12 months. And to do this, it takes like 12 hours just to do one, okay? That's how advanced it is. It's hard, okay? So if we want to support individual backtesting for each user, we would have to build an entire backtest engine that would also allow users to using. And it's not feasible right now at all. We will be able to do it in the future, but we can't do it right now. So instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna release backtest for all the different markets, and you can see the state and how they're performing, but you will not be able to do individual because it's not a typical EA, because the code is not in the EA, it's on the server, okay? All right. All right. Do you need to close all active trades before setting up? I mean, if you're running Neo Agent on account, you don't really want to be doing any manual trading, okay? You just leave it do what it wants to do, right? This is not meant to be like you do half the work, the bot does the other half work. It's like you don't touch it. You turn it on, you don't leave it. You can observe it, you can help it, you can take early profit if you want and so on. You can take early profit, that's fine, but it's not supposed to be trading with you active at the same time. So yeah, close all your trades, make sure you don't have anything open, and just let the bot handle it for you. Okay, let's see. So we also have some symbols, and we're gonna have more symbols in the final release. And in these symbols, you're able to map, you know, from the trend index where we have all these markets. Maybe your broker doesn't have the same symbol names, you know, or maybe it's like a cent broker, something like this. In this case, you will put in the active symbol names here that matches the ones from our server, okay? Let me see. We also have trailing TP. So by default, the TP for all is the 1 minute neutral. This is the TP for all the positions really. Now, if you want to do something else, if you want to do trailing stop, meaning that you've seen the trailing stop in the past, then you can use the take profit trailing stop just by putting a value here. Okay, so you can put 15, 25, whatever. And let me see, and that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, it's straightforward, you know, and that's how it's supposed to be. I had a good experience a few weeks ago when I gave out access to Neo Agent for the first people, and I realized in that moment I was like, oh wow, it's like we're not fully ready yet. We're not fully ready yet. It was a good experience to get a feeling of how this was gonna look like when people actually start using it. So now we have a much better idea of that. Okay, let me see the questions here. Yes, we're gonna be selling VPS. So I want to talk to you guys about this. In the launch offer, we will have a VPS attached, and it's a good VPS, and we're basically just reselling a VPS from a different service. But you have to understand, what we are setting up here is basically like a global onboarding funnel that's going to allow thousands of people to come in and use it. Okay, so we will be selling our own VPS, we'll be selling our own service in the future. Right now we're selling from a brand, from another provider. So that means our VPS might be a little bit more expensive than what you can buy it for yourself, and you feel free if you want to buy it from somewhere else. Like, you don't have to buy VPS from us, but what we're doing is we're just preparing for all the users that's gonna come, because almost everyone is gonna want a VPS. Okay, so we're just preparing to handle all these guys that's gonna need a VPS, so we can easily serve them. So that's why we're gonna be a VPS provider and sell it to them in the launch offer, and they will get a included VPS in the quarterly and the yearly subscription. But it's not like, it's a good deal, but it's don't think it's like an amazing deal either. You know, it's, you pay the usual price and we will include a VPS for you, and you can get a VPS from somewhere else as well, and that's fine, and maybe you can save like 50% or whatever. The point is, you know, this is just like a small side business for us compared to the main business. It's really just to make it easier and more convenient for people to buy the whole thing from us, and then we just set it up for them and help them get going with. That's where this is going. In the future, you'll just be on breakfreetrading.com. You'll click a buy button, and it's just gonna set up itself, and you don't even have to do anything, right? Maybe you even deposit money to it, and you know. So that's the long-term vision, is that it just becomes very easy and very accessible. Okay, 1 sec, I'll be right back. Okay, all right, I got it. Thank you, guys. I don't know how they, okay, all right. The delay, you know, okay, let me have a look. I will repeat. Will the bot be automatically trading any forex pairs? Yes. Am I gonna do a tutorial on the settings? Yes. And then there's just a lot of other questions about other things, how much it's gonna cost. You can go to breakfreetrading.com, you can see the price. We will have a new website up tomorrow, I think. So it doesn't matter if you know about trading. No, the whole point of Neural is to replace humans and trading, okay? It's like, you're never gonna do manual trading again. It's just stupid. We're done with this. It's over, okay? Now the time is to make money from everyone else doing manual trading, and then go enjoy our life. People who already paid a year for the bot, no, you keep what you got. You know, whatever you paid for at the time, that's what you get. This offer that we're launching with the launch, like, look, just go buy a VPS or buy it from us or buy it from somewhere. It's not that big of a deal. The whole point is to be making money here. Don't worry too much about the VPS cost. Like they are like $50 a month or something. All right. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward, right? Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So, what are we gonna do next? Well, I want to explain a little bit about what it is we're doing right now. So what we're doing right now is essentially trading what we call the drive. Okay, so that's what the bot is capable of doing right now. The bot is capable of trading the drive. What is the drive? A drive is like a short-term trend in an existing trend. So, for example, when we look at AUD Singaporean dollar here, you'll also see that we added a new time frame, which is 1 month. And the whole point is that what we can see here is really AUD Singaporean dollar already in a downtrend, already for quite some time it's been a downtrend, and it's in the middle of a drive. So that means that we're trading it, and we're basically trading this 4-hour movement here. And that means as soon as this 4-hour movement starts to starts to break down, just like you had a 4-hour move here, as soon as this break happens, that's actually where we stop trading. So that means from this break all the way until this happens again, this period here, we don't trade this. This is what we call the tail. So what is the tail? The tail is the movement that comes after the initial drive, right? So the tail is something we're going to be trading soon, but we don't do it right now. And it's just because that we need a little bit more time to figure out exactly what is the best approach to be trading the tail. Another point we're not trading is the capitulation. The capitulation is basically this move here, where you can see that really ends the move of this drive. So, these are both what we can say is events we can identify. Even before they happen, we have a very good idea about what's going on here because of the RTD technology. So in the future updates, we will be trading this as well. And there's so much money to be made trading this here as well, because this is a very, very different market environment compared to the drive. You understand? Like these two moves, this move here and then this move up here, they maybe they look similar, but they're not. They're very different. The cool thing is that because of what we have discovered, we are going to be able to trade this perfectly and make insane amount of money from this. I mean, we are already doing really good on the drive, and we're going to perfect the drive. Like this drive itself will be perfected, the strategy here. But once we start adding the tail, oh boy, that's where we make a lot of money. That's where we make a lot of money. And here's the coolest thing. We can update the neural strategy without updating your neural agent. You don't even have to update your agent very often, only for other updates. But when you run the neural agent from our server, we can do on-demand live changes to the to the core strategy itself. It's very cool. It's very, very cool. And once we perfect this with real-time mapping and machine learning forecasting as well, oh boy, It's very good. This is not bad at all, and we could have a look at some of the backtest if you want, but this is already pretty good. I want to make sure the first release is safe. I want to make sure that it only trades at really good opportunities, but there's so much to come. There's so much to come. Okay, let me have a look at the questions here. Okay, so can I explain the difference between the trailing TP and the neutral one? Yeah, so let's talk about that. Okay, so all of these, the 15 minute, the 5 minute, and even the 1 minute, they all share the same target, which is the neutral TP. This is what we found during our backtest that made the most money, was targeting the TP instead of using take profit trailing stop. It's also much more healthy to run long term, and let's say with 10,000 users running it, it's much more healthy to run take profit at neutral rather than the trailing take profit. Because what's going to happen with the trailing take profit is that all of the wicks and so on, let's say there's like 1,000 or 10,000 people running it, you know, you can just imagine how many trailing take profits that will be triggered at the same time and just causing like huge deviations in the market. So it's much better to sell at the neutral point, where the market only gets to the neutral points after it has established some strength first. So what is the option? Well, the option is that you can disable the neutral take profit. You can disable that one, and instead you can replace it with with the trailing TP. Okay, so that is the trailing TP. Okay, let me see. When will the MT4 bot be ready? Soon. We're already working on a release. What about the M and the W pattern? Yep, that's the same. If you imagine of the M, if you imagine the M, then the first part of the M, the first line that goes up, that is the drive, right? And then the V in the M is basically the tail, and then the second drive up part of the V is again the drive. Kian Sang, yeah, that's right. The entire model, the execution, I mean, all of this stuff that's we need to protect, but also makes it so genius, is all on the server. Everything that it needs to do fast execution and make money is in the bin. Okay, John Energy, Singapore, AUD Singaporean dollar doesn't have a high spread right now. You can see it's very good. You can see it's timing here. The green and the red is very close to each other, so it's all fine. Yeah, trades. So in the bot, Cuba, in the bot, what we have is you can see we have commission per traded lot. So here you put the cost of trading a lot in and out, not just in, but in and out. So in most cases that's $7 per lot. And what this means when you put this here is that the bot will make sure that during its take profit neutral strategy, which means that the market went deeper than we expected, and now it's coming back up and it's going to do break even. It will only do break even once that commission has been earned home. Do you understand? Like the trade has to go into profit a tiny bit to cover the cost of it, so it doesn't just run all the time. Antonio asks, which prop firm do I recommend to run the agent on? Look, I don't think you should be running it on prop firms, but I do realize they exist and I do realize people want to do it. So why don't you just take FTMO? Just go fuck FTMO up. Let's shut these guys down. But overall, I think people should be running a real brokerage account. I don't think... I think we need to kill these brokerage, these prop firms, okay? We need to kill them. So it's fine that you want to go use it there, but I think you should do both. I think you should have a trading account with a real broker where you can put the money you earn from the brokerage, you can put it into that and you can keep compounding it. And then if you want, you can go trade the prop firms and use it. But I don't have any specific settings. I don't have any like specific guides on it right now. You have to try to kind of make it work for yourself, okay? Okay. What if you're gonna use a prop firm and you can, there's a limit to how much you're allowed to lose on the account. And I think it's like 4% or 6%. So you just put here 4 or 6%, or maybe you want to use 2%. Look, just try something, see how it works. This is all new. This is, we haven't tested this on any prop firms either, but it should work just fine. So just try, see what happens and so on. It should work. But maybe start with like max allowed risk of 2%. Just see how it is, okay? And then we can learn from that and we can keep improving and changing and so on. By default, this very first version is like, we made sure it's very safe, very, very safe. So everyone should be okay. But also, that also means, you need to understand that the profits are maybe not gonna be like 100% P&L a month, right? It's gonna take a little bit of time, and we will adjust as we go. But yeah, pretty much we're good to go. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Don't forget to run it in stealth mode for the prop firms. All right, let's run a backtest then. So this is I picked the wrong config here, but it's a good example, okay? So I want to show you here. So what is it that we're doing overall? What is the strategy here, right? Now this is not the profile that we're running in Neo Agent, but I want to explain it to you so you understand, okay? So as you can see, it's doing really well here, and you can probably imagine what happens, which is that it gets stuck, right? So we have a good example here. Let's go find EURUSD. All right, let's go find EURUSD. You can see some of my drawings here. Okay. So EURUSD, you can see that we take some loss right around second. So the 2nd February. Yeah. So what happens, what happens in this profile, I'll show you the good profile after. What happens in this profile is that we get stuck here, right here in this, we have this very, we have this very long uptrend trading here that we trade really well. You can see it does really well here. We make good money, this whole thing, but the whole thing is to know when to bail. It's like knowing when to stop trading. And what happens is that right in this move, we get tricked into a new trend and we get stuck here and it just dumps. And that is the whole loss here. And of course we can't have that, so we have a different config. You see? So now we have a different backtest here. This is the same market, EURUSD. This is the launch config for EURUSD right now. It's a profit factor of 10. It makes $1,400 in a 10K account. It has a drawdown of 5%, so that's very good. It's very good. Sharp ratio of 3.13. This is after commissions, okay? So you can see we have a very nice curve here. This time we escape into, this time we don't get caught here because we have a higher filter. We are more, what can you say? We're more strict on the trades we take. And this is basically what we do. We create models around each market, and these models essentially become like a perfect model behaving according to the market and how it has done in the past, right? What is the key? The key is to have a flexible model that allows for anything to happen in the market while still staying safe to a degree. And this is what we have done. And this is the really cool thing, because what we have is we found essentially, the safe leverage that we can apply in these situations that will allow us to, no matter what the market does, unless it does a black swan event, we're able to make it work with the model because of how we only choose to trade at very specific times where we have active mean reversion proven in the market. So what is cool? The cool thing is that if you remember, we had these prediction levels. Actually, I don't think it works right now, but we had the prediction levels. And what we're gonna do is, if you imagine our current model stops here, right? So if you imagine the EURUSD, and you imagine this is our current model mapping the market. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look into the future using our machine learning technology we already discovered earlier this year, and we're gonna feed that data just a little bit before it happens into the model. Because what we found is that the amount of money increase from the neural agent by just feeding a little bit of future data is insane. Okay, so when this gets really good, it's game over. Like, it's done. It's you remember the backtest I did 2 weeks ago that had like a Sharpe ratio of like 32 or something. This is what we're talking about. Like, we're talking about a little money printer, and it's all much simpler to make than I ever thought. Like, this stuff is not that complicated, and that's why I keep saying that everyone is gonna figure this shit out. This is not like rocket science. It's just that I don't know why no one else has put this together. I think they find it and they just keep it to themselves. I think that's what has happened, but I think that's a shame. I think it's time that it's time to free the people, right? And this is only gonna work if the neural agent is so good that you look at it and you're just like, okay, I'm not gonna touch this. There's no way I can beat it. I can't outperform this thing. And you can't, because you sleep and you drink and you get, you have a subconsciousness, you have a life, you have things going on. You're not made for sitting in front of the screen and clicking buttons, right? You're made to live your life. And that is not clicking buttons in front of the screen trying to do directional gambling. It doesn't. No. Okay. I'm not worried about Gabriel asking if I'm worried about overfitting. Overfitting is not really something that matters here, because what we're talking about is the same neural model that you have been looking at for the past 3 months. And you know how this model behaves across all the markets during the right times when the trend is like it should be. And every time we have seen it perform like it should. What we're doing is we're applying this the same general model that has worked so well across all the markets, and basically optimizing it for the optimal parameters for each individual market. And this, like, if you think the model was good before, it's so much better after optimization. So there's a fine line between overfitting and then really good linear results across all markets. Are we able to adjust the risk? Yes, you can adjust the risk. Absolutely, you can adjust the risk. So this is a backtest with only 1% risk. So it's tiny. This is the classic scenario. This is where you get stuck in a bunch of trades and the market just keep going down. What do you do, right? This was something we had to solve. This is something we had to figure out. Like, what should we do? Well, the answer is very simple. Is you really don't do anything. You make sure that you only trade at the right time, right? So you make sure that the market, you only trade the market when you know that the mean reversion is strong enough to actually bring the market back up to its entries where it came from. As long as you're trading with the trend, it's just a matter of waiting and timing. This is the hard part. People don't know how to wait. It's so much easier though when it's a bot. So you can see we're actually sitting here for like 2 or 3 days, and then we get out, and then we get right into stock position again. But yeah, it's performing well. Well, USD CHF, you know, if you're stuck on USD CHF, let's have a look at this market. I think it went out of trend. What happened to this market? So let's talk about what would the neural agent do different here, because USD CHF was indeed a strong market. Let's have a look here. All right. One sec. Okay, so what you can see happen is that the trend already started to fade around 19 July. So if you're still trading, you know, USD CHF here in August, like it's 10 days past this trend. So how would Neural Agent do it differently? Okay, I'll explain to you. Neural Agent would already have stopped trading this market like 18 July. Already here, we would stop trading this market very early. I will show you the, let's have a look at the USD CHF. The USD CHF backtest. Let's have a look at this one. All right, so this is USD CHF for new agent. So you can see we have a drawdown of 3.7%, 3.27%, total net profit of 674, sharp ratio of 2.2. So it's good, you know. Some of the times it's less, you know, but what we're doing is we're making sure that we can extract the most money given the market situation, right? So sometimes we're willing to take on more risk just to keep extracting money. And this, like figuring this stuff out, it's not easy, you know, but you can see we're taking these drawdowns here, but they're all coming back to break even. All right, let's do gold. Let's backtest gold because I just got gold. This is, we just started figuring out gold. So Cubase isn't commission per lot on IC Markets raw account, only 3.5. It's 3.5 when you open and 3.5 when you close. So that makes 7. This is the wrong. It's the wrong config. Hang on. One sec. Let me just check the config for this. Hang on. Here we go. So yeah, this is gold. I'm honestly pretty satisfied with this result. It's actually one of the most relaxed configs that we're running on any market right now. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I mean, the Sharpe ratio is 1.53, but the profit factor is 9. The reason that the Sharpe ratio is low is because of the drawdown that we take. You can see we have a drawdown of 8%, so a total of $920 drawdown during this period. And you can see it's getting pretty heavy. And that's okay. So we're basically making the same amount of money that we are temporarily in drawdown of. That's not too bad. That's fine. That's pretty normal for the strategy. So yeah, it's pretty good. Like, you know, all these profiles are gonna improve every week. Every week they're gonna keep improving, getting better, and so on. It's just a matter of keep researching each market. And Mikey is asking if the market automatically picks the market it wants to trade. Yeah, we automatically put together all the markets and give you the markets how to trade, but also we give the market how much to trade on each market according to a risk profile. So yeah, guys, this has been great. Thank you so much for coming to the live stream tonight. I think we're gonna be able to push this out in a few hours, maybe more, maybe less. We'll see. But nevertheless, thank you guys for coming to the live stream. You know, it means a lot. It would be pretty boring without you guys here. I think this is pretty fun overall. So yeah, I really enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Hopefully next week everyone will be running their own neural agent, and we'll just kind of be watching. And I don't know what we're going to be spending our time on when we're not trading anymore, but it is amazing how productive you become as a person when you stop doing manual trading. You'll be surprised. So yeah, guys, thanks for coming to the live stream. Don't forget to look into ancient Sumerian history. Don't forget to question everything. Don't forget to wake up, because there's a frequency being sent from inside Earth itself that is waking people up right now. So just listen, my friends. Just take a little bit of time, try to do a little bit of take a little bit of time and meditate, and try to think about what you're gonna do in this world to make it a better place. All right, guys. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy to see everyone here, especially John Energy 1212. Okay, you guys, thanks for coming.